Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So, what do we got going on here? Are we going to be able to finally do the spinning, the rotating? Hopefully. We need a panel, some sort of a control panel. Just going to yoink maybe this piece. Paste it in here for size reference. Okay. And then I want to make it so that it's not too imposing and it doesn't block too much of the view. Hmm. Okay. Merge normals. That's not what I want. Merge by distance, double check if there's any overlapping vertices here. Okay. Doesn't seem like it. Hmm. The nope. Really can't control C, control V. Fascinating. Okay, fair enough. I don't think we particularly need to worry about this. Oh, what happened here? Hello? I thought I separated it. GY or GX. This. Nice. Okay. Set this by selection. This is going to be a lid. And I'm going to set the cursor to that edge and then make it be slightly ajar. Cool. Sink that panel in a bit, and then we're going to create a rounded corner. Should probably save this project. Assets, models, technically props, arcade mode. This is a wind station control panel. All right. Interesting. Oh yeah, that's right. We can just scale it down. Scale that this way. Bring this out a bit. Sure. And that's not quite what I need. Ow. Okay. Oh, that's pushing way too far. Yeah, this inner cavity does not need to be as big because we're really not going to have that much stuff in here. It's only visual. Cool. Let's test this out. I think we'll do just OBJ is fine. Just a static component. Engine, models, props, arcade mode. Uh-huh. I think if it's disabled, it's not going to get exported. Don't quite recall how this works. Arcade mode, wind station control panel. Alright, let's see. Nice. Okay. So we're supposed to have it right here. I did some adjustments on the size and stack of this booth. Okay. Dimitar has made a radio rack, I believe it's called. Radio rack. That's a GLB file. We need the object. Okay. We're processing. Apparently, we're moving stuff. Hey, apparently a new resource RID system's coming in the next update of Godot. Maybe this sort of stuff's gonna be fixed. Maybe. Radio rack, TSCN. Is this gonna work? There's a bunch of textures and materials he's gotta load and compile. Okay, come on. Son of a bitch. Why are you so slow? This is a brand spanking new computer. This is not a computer issue. 100%. Come on. There we go. Alright. The engine taking its sweet ass time. Okay, so this is a rack. Looks fantastic. Good job, Dimitar. My job is going to be to randomize these panels to make them be slightly more interesting. And there's also going to be a version of this without anything. All I really have to do is shuffle these panels around. And then in certain cases, make some of the panels not have anything in them. Let's take a look at the structure of these things. So we've got panel A, B, C, D, E. Okay, not bad. Man. Quality. Damn quality. So freaking good. Everything. The slots, the notches, the details. I love it. Fantastic work. Okay. So, where are the origins? Okay, the origins are exactly where they are. Okay. That is good. Oh, that's interesting. I think that's like a plastic burn baked into the texture. And you still get like reflections and stuff. That's really cool. And the panel kind of being ripped off, that's really nice. Very nice touch. Sheesh, man. You just stare at this thing all day. Nice cooling pins. Okay. So, if I can only get, let's say, like one extra panel, one extra panel that has nothing on it, this is just going to be an empty panel, and maybe also a cavity. If these things could have cavitations in them, then we could have some of them not have anything. I think that would be perfect. Okay, I need to send him a message. Just gonna do a quick note. Hey, Abo, good day. There you go. I'm doing pretty good. What about you? Okay, cool. So we have this. I'm not gonna program the randomness on this just yet, but it's a fairly trivial thing to do. We are going to continue with this thing. Okay, so we got this. Okay. So we need to populate this thing with a bunch of dials, a bunch of rack components, which we have made quite a lot. Rack components, that's it. Okay. Man, the drag and drop thing is like severely messed up right now. I'm not sure why. Also, why is this like untextured? Oh, no, it is textured. It's just snapping to a grid. You know what? I think I know why. We have no collisions. Right? Collision shape, tri-mesh, multiple convex maybe? Nope. Right. That's not a static body. Okay. Can I see them? There we go. What the? How does that make sense? Do I have to apply scale or something? I doubt it. Okay. You know what? This might be one of those cases where we have to make a very simple collision shape ourselves. Might just have to be. Let's see. Which means we'll have to use GLTF for this export. Okay, can we work with global coordinates where x is actually x? Okay. Go. Okay. Then I need to do something here. Nice. The heck? Oh, right. It's slightly ajar. And that's it. That's our collision shape. Very simple. Okay, so this is, what is it? Panel, all, only. And then this is panel. This is lid. Nice. Export GLTF. Yes. Not assets. Engine, models, props, arcade mode. I don't think we have any modifiers here. Wind station control. There we go. No OBJ. Gonna GLTF. Get rid of that. Okay, collision shape is in place. Smoothing is a little messed up, but we'll sort that out later. Okay, which means this can just be a node 3D node. Okay, now that we've done that, we should be able to position elements. You know, something we are actually going to be missing is an alignment node, or something we could take advantage of is an alignment node. So we do this, we will place an empty here, plane axis, components. I'm going to explicitly tell it to align rotation. There we go. And then we can position it back at the 3D cursor. Selection to cursor. There we go. And you can see that it has inherited the rotation of this panel. So now, if we export, bring this back here, we should have a nice little Node 3D node, which will act as a perfect nesting component into which we will place things like buttons, levers, displays, rack components. Okay. Okay. can I make it be deposited into the selected node? Shift, shift. Got it. Doesn't really have any dials on it. Maybe we should stick to something that does. We're likely going to come back to these and place things like labels and markers. Right now it's just very bare bone. I distinctly recall the session where I was working on these things. Very, very annoying. Just a massive amount of these elements. Monitor. Okay. Now. It's a little too symmetrical, but this will do for the time being. On the left side, it's a popping. Oh god. Well, it kind of looks like it. Vertical display. Okay. So I need a custom lever specifically for moving the thing left and right. Hmm. Okay. Copy this. Paste it in. I'm only going to use this as a size reference. The actual lever is still going to be upright. Okay. So, thinking double shaft from top and bottom, but they can join to one, and that's going to be the handle that the player needs to push. So make that into a separate object. By scale, then bevel. I don't need those faces. Maybe I can just do a mirror in this case. Six. Maybe not. No. It's ripped for your pleasure. Where is my stream ambient music? I need to put something in the background. Because otherwise, I just make mouth noises to fill in the gaps. And it doesn't really help. There we go. That's for this game too. Nice. Okay. Except for the boolean. It seems to be the way it's gonna work. animate this in Blender or Godot, depending on how the interaction is supposed to take place. If it's a physical interactable, like the way you can interact with switches and levers in Amnesia games, I would do it in code. If it's one of those like one-time press E and interact with it, if it's a very simple one, I would do it in Godot. If it's a complex one, I'll do it in Blender because of potential of losing the animation during like an update to a new Godot version, which I realize shouldn't really be happening too often, but having lost some pretty good animations, I'm a little weary of, you know, animating too much stuff in Godot, or animating the really, let's say, really important stuff. Okay, I'm gonna have some labels here. So for example, this particular lever, the player's supposed to be able to interact with it physically. So they move the mouse, and the further they move the mouse, the more the lever moves to one particular side. So this would be done purely in code. What the heck? How's that like this? Maybe that's why. What's the game about? It's kind of like a detective style, uncover what happened in this desolate location type game. Okay, I think that's all I need. Have a demo. This, what we're working on right now, this is supposed to be a early access type deal that will probably double up as a demo. Actually, no, we can't double up as a demo because we actually want to get paid. Never mind. There we go. How did you make cutscenes in Blender for Godot? Again, this is what kind of game are you working on? So, you might not necessarily entirely be done in Blender. You just animate the individual components in Blender, but put it all together in Godot. There's no one true way of doing it. It's just whatever system you develop that works for you, that's what you use. There's no standards of any kind, really. There may be a couple of standards, you know, like WASD for movement. But outside of that, you know, don't wobble the camera too much artificially. It's basically what it is. Transition between cameras, FPS animations. Can you please explain a bit? It's just whatever system you develop that works, that's what that's gonna be. I do have a mechanic that's supposed to be in here that's kind of like that. It's not really a cutscene, but when you physically interact with this particular lever, it is supposed to show up. It's supposed to make the camera assume a very particular position from the FPS. So we'll take a look at how to do that in a bit, maybe even in this stream. Okay, let's get this thing exported. Double shafter. Okay, service counter. It's not an asset. It's engine. Model. Props. Maybe. Arcade mode. Wind station. Rotation. Lever. Oh yeah, I should probably apply the modifiers. So you should use this one. Okay. Start with the static body. Is this in? It's inside out. Which explains why the boolean was not showing up correctly. Actually, now it's not showing up at all. What happened? Oh. Right. I know what happened. When you use particle nodes with transparent sprites as billboard, get a lot of stuttering. Any ideas how to solve it? Play around with maybe use alpha clipping, or play around with having particles with black background instead of transparent background, and then do additive blending instead. This only works if your particle is of specific kind, like glowy particles. You also have to disable in the materials things like specular reflections and metallic, because they all kind of augment the way your particle texture looks. Object props arcade mode. Wind station rotation lever. Yes. Nice. Then we go to control panel. This is placed right here. Specifically inside of this component. Oh yeah, this thing looks beefy. Beefy McSteak. Can you tell what you're supposed to interact with here? That's the thing, you gotta color code the crap out of it. Or shape code it. Give it a big ol' shape. Okay. We'll do grid, pattern, dark static, and then this one is going to be orange. Nice. Okay, you are supposed to update. That's because this is a GLB file. KKK in your language means laugh. Okay, got it. I thought it had the frickin' Ku Klux Klan members sitting here in the chat. The way to use Blender as level editor, use one-click textures like Godot or make SketchUp. I mean, you can use both. As long as the program you're using can export GLTFs, you can do it. Like, my really complex level are just GLTF files. Like, this entire location is basically just one big GLTF file. You know, it's like a scene of its own. And that's the raw GLTF file by itself. I don't rely on texturing in Blender because the materials that get imported into the engine cannot be modified. You have to override them. And if you have to do that, I might as well not use them at all and just use the overrides right away. So, unless the Godot developers explicitly make it possible to save... Okay, can this work? Save the... or edit the materials. I think I deleted the wrong one. Then, you know, it's not really going to be a thing for me. Okay, interesting. This thing doesn't want to show the proper textures here, unless I goofed it up and it got cleared. Okay, got it. Not sure how that happened. There we go. Nice. Okay, we need to make this controllable. Wind station, pull tab panel lever. Light fixture lever. This is the simplest lever I've got. And it's going to be controlled in the same fashion. Okay, one thing that we're not doing is we're not synchronizing this static body with the lever itself, which might be... actually, no. Yeah, we are. Right here. Okay, that's cool. We're not going to go that way, though. Or are we? Hold on a second. I think we've accounted for this already. So we have a lever here, and it has a rigid body. It's a group called rigid interactable. And if we take a look at the player code, rigid interactable is mentioned here. If collider is a part of the rigid interactable, then look that rigid interactable is the variable that we work with next. And then here, interesting. Maybe not. There's another place where we use it here. If the collider is in group, we talk to the collider directly. However, engaged rigid interactable. Huh, interesting. Did we not account for the parent being the actual interactable? I mean, we've got to... Ah, there we go. So if it's not null, if we're interacting with something, if the interactable itself has a method called input from player, then we run that command. Otherwise, we assume that it's the parent node that has that function, and we run that instead. Cool. Alright, so we have accounted for the case. What we've accounted for is this. If I want the player to interact with this, maybe I want them to look at the lever itself, not at the base of the lever. So I kind of have to decide. Am I going to be interacting just? Or we're just going to crash Godot entirely? That's lovely. We can do that too. I don't know what's the last time I saved. Right. Are we going to have the player look at the lever only, or should it also react if it's just looking at the base as well? Okay, let's see. Load it back up. Thank you. Come on. Hey, okay. Okay, there we go, back in business. There we go. So, what do we have? We have a static body here, which could technically work. All I have to do is give it a shape. And the shape is going to be like a rectangle. Keep it simple. I'm holding shift to make sure that it moves like that. Just do something like this. Sure. Okay. And since we're going to be rotating the lever axis like that, we need to make sure that the lever... Actually, no. I don't think we have to move the collision shape with the lever, because the default state of the lever is upright. and then we move it here, and only for as long as we're holding it in this position will it remain tilted. As soon as we let go, it's just going to come right back. Okay, well that makes things much, much easier. Which means I might even be able to make it have a slight bit of an overlap with the body, like this. Nice. Alright, let's borrow the relevant stuff. So we know that it has to be in a group called rigid interactable. Let's copy that. And it has to be specifically the static body. Let's put that in the group. Make it a global group so we can select it afterwards. Group already exists. Well, la-di-da. Nice. Maybe it detected that this group was mentioned in a bunch of other places. Next. Just like this fixture, it has to have an input from player function. Send control physics. We don't need everything here. Attach a script here. Scripts. Props. Wind station rotation lever. Sure. We're not gonna have a separate folder for that. Paste it in here. Snap angle. Snap angle does not change. It's just gonna be upright. Cool. If the event is mouse input, then we're gonna talk to lever axis, rotation degrees. On which axis? Looking on the x-axis by the looks of it. Okay. And it looks like the limits would be 20, 27, maybe 28. Yeah, 28. Okay. Rotation degrees on the x-axis plus equals the event of the mouse times 0.8. Okay. We do need to clamp this. Oops. Clamp it between negative 28 and positive 28. Doesn't go any further than that. Next, send control is not a function that we need here. Physics process. Okay, this is where we need to do something. Control targets. No. I don't think we're gonna have a control targets here. This is a pretty unique one-time thing. Snap angle is not a thing either. I think that's it. This is where it's... Ah, right. This is where it snaps to 0.0. Got it. Right, let's take a look at it. I think it's gonna be very, very fast right now. What? Hello? Where'd this thing go? They're not... Wait, what? Arcade mode. Oh, don't tell me it didn't remember. Oh, it did not remember. Okay. Dang it. We have to make it a part of this, though. Vent station control panel. Okay, and then we also have radio rack, radio shack, right here. So it's even distribution. Place some other stuff around here. Crash, big crash. Handle is not a thing, which makes sense. We yoink this code out of here. Nice. It's very fast though. Okay. So, it does return back to the beginning. It is exceptionally fast. We need to do something about that. Let's do delta. Get process delta time. So we're gonna multiply by delta, which is gonna make it obscenely slow, I think. Double check that. Okay, that's much more like it. We do have to make it so that the players can. Ooh, okay, it's very jittery, which kind of tells me that maybe instead of making us directly adjust this rotation, we're gonna make a variable called lever rotation. Set it to 0.0. We're gonna be adding to this variable of lever rotation. Okay, need to duplicate this line. Variable. Then we can multiply this by 2 maybe to compensate for the slowness. Then we're gonna have this smoothly transition to lever rotation. So we subtract it, divide by 5. This is going to provide the smoothness, but this has to be done here then. And then here, this is the return to 0. It's actually going to be the lever rotation that returns to 0. Okay. So this, I think, should eliminate the jitteriness of the rotation. The clamping could possibly be done on lever rotation as well. We might have to do something about snapping, as a matter of fact. So, oh yeah, look at that. So, yeah, so we don't want to have to constantly like move our mouse to hold it on the right side. We want it to essentially snap. When it goes past a certain threshold, we want it to snap to the right side. So we're gonna have to do that here. If lever rotation is larger than -14 and lever rotation is less than +14, then we're gonna have a variable called snap angle. We had it before. Don't have it here, so it's gonna be snapping to this. There we go. And then snap rotation is gonna be equals to 0.0. Next. Snap to center. If lever rotation is above 14, in which case snap angle is going to be 28. If it's less than 14, it's going to be -28. Now, here's the important thing. We will be letting go of a lever, which, if I remember correctly, player must have a function. Let go of held item. No, there's another one. Let go. Oh, engaged rigid interactable. If it has a method called let go, it will run the method of let go. So this is, see, this right here is ensuring that it only runs on those rigid interactable elements that have a function like this. So we're going to return here. We're going to give it a function called let go. We'll know that it's the player who's letting go. And when that happens, snap angle is going to return back to 0.0. Okay. Oh. Okay. Interesting. That caused me to select an item. Oh, that's because I accidentally moved the scroll wheel. Okay. So we let it go and it goes back to center. Ah, okay. I know why. We're supposed to use the x-axis of the mouse. And I'm using the y-axis. That's why it felt so weird. Go. Nice. Okay. What can we do here? Let's make the snapping a little bit slower. No, sorry, that's not the snapping. This is where the lever moves towards the angle. This would be the snapping. We'll definitely have to do something about the player mouse movement, because some of the mice have this feature where you can increase the movement speed. There we go. Just There we go. And you won't have to keep. We shouldn't be moving when we're physically interacting with something. I just realized that. Why are we moving? Engaged, rigid, interactable. I think we are already using this variable to block camera motion. Or not? What the heck? Input. Where do we control the camera? Oh, there we go. Locked in physical interaction. This is what we want. Okay, we have physics process. Process movement. If script state true. Return. Sprint. So maybe if we place it here, this should block us from being able to move. Maybe. Hopefully. I can still move around. Oh, maybe that's not the right kind of physical interaction. I think that might be... that might be like a prying animation. Or inspection animation. Physics interpolation. Physically held item. Yeah, let me do a quick look up here. Rigid interactable, locked at rigid interactable. Okay, might be able to use this. That's this movement. If this is not null, return. Scimitar! Hello, welcome back. Oh, interesting. That's not really good. Engaged rigid interactable. That's right, we need to be engaging it. Okay, there we go, no more movement. Okay. Cool. So, what should be the camera view that we assume when we interact with this thing? Wind station control panel. Okay. I'm going to place a camera here. Unlock you. There we go. Wind turbine sphere. We have to assess it from within this view. Okay. So we have this interactable object. What do we need to do with it? We need to make it assume the position of the player camera. We then need to set it to be the active camera, and then position itself in this location. Okay. I do wonder, is the left click forwarded when we interact with it? I feel like it might. Because if it does, we can do something here. In station rotation. Yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna place it here. It's gonna be part of the lever so we can talk to it. If event is input event mouse button print lever detected mouse press. Yep, lever detected mouse press. We can detect when the... Ah, well, hold on a second. It only detects when we let go of the button. Not when we press it. That's fascinating. Maybe something else takes over the mouse press? Okay, so this is not gonna work. That's fine. Here's what we're gonna do. Take this camera 3D. When we start moving the mouse, we're gonna tell the camera to take the global transforms and then set it to the player camera global transforms. This should copy all transforms. Location, rotation, scale. Transforms. Transforms or transform? Nope, just transform. Cool. Transform. We also need this variable to exist in the player, which I think it does. I believe that we talked to the camera quite a few times, and we had made a custom variable. We talked to this node a few times. Made a custom variable to store the camera. Maybe, or maybe not. Maybe we're not doing that. Let's do that so that it's easier for us to talk to the player camera. Okay. Nice. So in that case, we don't need to go through these nodes to get to the camera. 3 matches. Cool. Okay, this should snap right now into place. Not gonna be pretty, but it should work. Nope. Oh, it probably did work, but it wasn't set as the main camera. Make current. Uh-huh. The only thing is it keeps doing it every time we rotate the element. We're gonna do this through a tween, because then we can set curves on it. Oh, okay, there we go. That's what we want. Except the framing is not quite correct. Okay. Here, I think this is as much as I can zoom in. Okay, and we also need to make the FOV match, because the FOV is not quite the same. And you can see the jump. Okay, what is the player camera FOV? $60 is the FOV, unless we change it in code. FOV, base FOV. 70. 70 is the base. Okay. Oh yeah, you know what? I know why. We moved the camera to the lever and that caused it to lose the alignment we had before. Alright. Fair enough. We'll just align them one more time. This is where we get some interesting camera angles. Maybe some Dutch angles if we wanted to. Ugh, interesting. I did not notice the FOV feature. Now, when we let go, we have to return the active state back to the player camera. Okay, there we go. Oh, that doesn't seem quite right. Now, the movement's just awesome, but we do need to sort out something else. Why is the FOV jumping? You know what? I could make a transition the FOV. We just do this. We're gonna make this run in parallel, so that it doesn't do this first and then this. I'm gonna say FOV is what we're setting. We're gonna talk to the player camera, get its FOV, scale it across the 5 seconds, and then the transition is gonna be the same. Yeah, that's correct. I don't know if this is going to be super useful to you, Bojan, because the interaction code is something that I've made like months ago. Okay, so we'll do this. Oh, okay, we'll just hear right away. It crashed. Now this is a function parallel in base property tweener. Probably because we need to run this like that. Ah, yes, tween, then parallel, then we tell it to set the property. Got it. Nice. I like it. Now, maybe we don't set the... maybe we don't copy the FOV. Maybe we set our own FOV. Final FOV. Although, wait a minute. Shouldn't have technically clipped now? Yeah, hold on a second. It should have bugged out. FOV. Then we talk to the player camera, get its FOV. I did match this here physically. That's probably why it didn't glitch out. Hmm. Oh, there you go. There's the glitch. And then that causes it to jump like that. But why? Oh, maybe because I need to make current after I set the FOV? I wouldn't think that's the case. Okay. We're going to comment out the property tween. Perhaps I'm just setting the camera too soon. Setting it as active too soon. Maybe I need to wait like a single frame. But here's the thing. It needs to do this. Because this copy is... okay, hold on. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I just didn't copy the correct camera. Because I do have two cameras there. Oh yeah, I didn't. It's the FPS camera. Of course. Of freaking course. Alright, hold on a second. Let's fix this up real quick. This is the first person hands camera that has different FOV on purpose. Right, okay. Where's the camera? Oh, station helper? Oh, yeah, that's the one. Maybe we do have a variable. Maybe it's just starting with FPS. Nope. Alright, fine. As a matter of fact, I should probably call the variable FPS cam. Nope, that would mean it's the viewport camera. Nope. We stick to the way it is. Okay, I think that should do it. Has it been an hour and a half already? Jeez. Oh, okay, there we go. And that did copy the FOV, but now, here's what I want to do. This is a really nice shot, but this is not what I actually want to do. I want to make the FOV be customizable, so it is going to inherit the FOV, but then transition to its own FOV. That's why I gave a little variable here. So let's do this. The funny thing is we don't even need a variable. It doesn't need to be an export variable at least. Why don't we just store... not export. Already. We're going to store the FOV of the camera when it's created. That way we can just use whatever FOV we configured there. There we go. We're going to re-enable this. It's going to use the final FOV. So start with the player's FOV, but go to the final FOV. And then all we have to do... Oh, come on. Switch the sphere. There we go. All we have to do is set the FOV right here, which means we can really set it to anything we want. Funny thing is, I could do some really interesting cinematic stuff, like set it to like 43 and then push the camera way back. Do like a long shot. Would likely have to hide the player model. I think this will look pretty cool. Probably not going to stick to this camera angle, but definitely possible. All it is now is experimentation. Up, 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 up. Okay. Wow, look at that. Just gotta hide the player hands, and then I'll be able to do this. Maybe even like hide the whole player model. And then when we let go... Alright, I'm out of here. See you, losers. Okay. Hold on a second. I need to talk to the player. Camera. Set. Make current. Okay. So this should just be like an instant switch. This feels very missed. I like the point-and-clicky puzzle-type adventure games. That's why a lot of my games are like that. You know, also cue the frictional games. Aw, man. That FOV change is pretty cool. Nice, and then returns back. That's good. Let's get a better angle on this thing. Maybe we can, Oh, we can preview from the camera. Can we walk the camera? No, we can't. That would be pretty cool, I think. Just set the camera view like this. Okay. This might work. We're gonna have a few of these stations, and for each and every one we can adjust the camera angle. It. Very interesting. Let go. And then there you go. Even if we look at it this way, it would not work at all, apparently. Maybe even crash. I think it did. Okay, hello. We, oh, no, it didn't. The heck? Interesting. Okay, and we do from this angle. As soon as we start moving, the camera moves into position. Very nice. Okay, so realistically, all that we have to do now is make this whole station basically rotate on its axis when we're moving this thing around, and then place a bunch of rigid binds. What if we go the opposite? Come on, the other way. What if we increase the FOV like this, and then bring this in, so we can review or view more of that outer window, give more context. That might look even better. Yeah, I think that actually gives a much better view. If we ever need to adjust anything far in the distance, then we can use a much lower FOV. Basically, it's just camera zooming in. Cool. There we go. And then we're back here. Okay, get back down. I think it might be a good idea to get a railing going over here on this side. Some sort of an outer railing. So I believe we only have inner railings right now, like a U-turn. Unless, maybe. I know Dimitar's working on broken railings, or they're already done. So we can just place a few broken railings here so the player can just dip. There we go. Done. Nice. In engine. Got it. Talking about the broken railings or talking about the things that we're working on right now? Oh. I do have stuff. Okay. Let's see. Nice. And then just gonna push booth control lever. Nice. Alright. Project.Godot. Why do we have changes in Project.Godot? Okay, discard local changes. Reload. Sure. Alright. Okay, is this it? No. Okay, so I think it was talking about the railings. Got it. The railings. Slightly bent one. Nice. Just that one missing here. Work in progress on the... Hey! Hell yeah, that looks awesome. Just looking at the modifications to the rack Dimitar's putting together. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, he actually also made a broken floor platform. Okay, so that is the intact platform. Platform rusted out. That's... Yep, that's the one. Okay. And then rusted out B has a hole in it. That's what I want. Ready? So I'm gonna take this, which is second floor. Place the rusted out platform here. Oh. Second floor. Okay, perfect. Dimitar, I've got about 20-ish minutes left. If you have the panel and the slots already populated, if you could just quickly push them so I can do a quick script on randomizing them, I'd say that's going to be a good good note to end this. Okay, we'll have to fill this up with some other furniture. This is turning out pretty dang good. Considering it's just like a couple of broken pieces. Just let's do the ceiling, lift it up a bit, lift it up a touch. Two minutes, push the model. Got it. T-minus 2 minutes. Albert! Hey, welcome back. How are things going? Gonna message you this week to get back to our lessons. Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely need to redo these ones. This looks cool. Oh, it's interesting. I think populating this area with interesting props is going to be for the polish stage. Oh, I see that. Do we have a cabinet over here of stuff we can loot? Pretty cool. Should we have some sort of a gameplay mechanic here? We open the lid and mess around with the wires or something? Perhaps. Let me try something. Place a reflection probe here, just to see what it looks like. It's an interior reflection probe. Oh yeah. Oops, too far. Okay. Well, the reflections do be reflecting. Very bright. That's besides the point. Nice. I can see the reflections of the... what is it? The vent? Or whatever's over there in the screens. Oh man, this is awesome. Okay, nothing to fetch so far. I don't know if we'll be able to bake anything in here in terms of GI probes, because the whole area is going to be rotating, so the places where the light beams are going to be landing and reflecting is also going to be changing. This is console desk. I think this is Dimitar's. I'm not supposed to use this here. That's for the main game. Doesn't even want to drag. Okay. Okay, you know what? I think I need to take a break. So, I guess we'll do the randomness and the racks next time around. We'll be back. I think we've done... Of course, now Dimitar's like, oh yeah, we're done. Alright, let's see. Oh, pull. Okay. There we go. Updating. Let's see, what do we got here? Empty panel scene done. Empty panel scene. You can include that with the base mesh. Move panel to see inside. Yes, so that's perfect. That's perfect. Okay. And then you said you're making the other panel empty? Texture needs work. To be honest, I think what maybe could be done here is the inside is unpainted. So it would be just like dark grayish color. UV is done. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is this. Okay, Dimitar, so once you have another panel, stack it just like you did with the other ones. Like, just place it underneath the machine. Because I'll just use the positions of these elements. I guess I could just do a quick randomness. Radio rack random. Scripts, props. Okay. So here's what I'll do. On ready. rack positions. Actually, this shouldn't be on rated. It should just be a variable. Okay. Panel is called radio rack panel empty. Make it a part of the same GLTF. It doesn't have to be a separate scene. Yeah, quite literally, just like what you have here. Panel A, B, C, D, E. Make another one F and just put it underneath. That's really all that we need. Okay, so here's what I'll do. Rack positions is going to be an array of vector 2 values. We are going to do 4, P in, and then I'm just going to copy all of these panels, place it here. So we're going to make a record of all these positions. And P position. So we make a record of the positions. It's going to be in the array. Okay, then I am going to shuffle it. No, I don't need to shuffle this one. I'm going to loop through the panels again. This time, I'm going to be talking to the position of the panels. Yes? No? No. Let's do this. There's a plethora of ways we can do this. I'm going to do it like this. Var panels equals this array. We're going to loop through this array as it is, but here, before we loop through it the second time, we're going to shuffle it. Yes. And then we'll loop through the size of the array this time around. So we have the index IDX. Okay. We'll loop through the panel. We'll access the panel using the index. Bit of a different way of doing it. Set position equals to rack positions. We're gonna use that index again to get a position. Sure. Yeah, I think that works. So at least right now we should see random racks have a random position. Hopefully. Come on. Yep, okay, so that looks exactly what happened. So I just took all of the rack positions, recorded them, shuffled them, and then went through the rack elements again, and then told some racks to assume different positions from the shuffled array. Now, we can do another thing. We could say if rand I percentage sign modulus, let's say 1 out of 7 chance for a rack to be just destroyed anyways, right away. So we loop through the elements. We're gonna do randy 7. If randy 7 is 0, then we'll talk to the panel and just queue. No, we can't queue free because we're looping through the size of it. We'll do this. Hold on. No. We can queue free. We can queue free because we're not modifying the array. We're just destroying the node that corresponds to that item in the array. Okay. And then else, we're simply gonna LSA. There we go. Else, we're gonna set the random position. So 1 in 7 chance the rack is gonna be missing. Looks like Beetle Studio. I have no idea where that place is. Hey, look at that. Oh, by the way, Dimitar, one particular thing is that if the rack is missing, you can see that there's nothing behind the panel. So maybe it might be a good idea to make them solid, right? Make them like this. Make them have the same sort of shape as the rack itself, just smaller. So we're looking... If the rack itself has rounded edges, right? So it would be rounded edges. So the rack would be here. Make the rack slot be same sort of rounded shape, but make it be on the inside, smaller, right? And then of course on the other side, same thing, right? Just basically just make an extrusion inside. And then of course we shouldn't be able to see anything there or anything at the bottom. How does that sound? Because then I think it will look good, and you will have to give these things its own UV space. So maybe you can color it where it's not painted metal. It would be just like, you know, this kind of color. The regular metal. Cool. Alright, that's it. We're gonna wrap it up here. Cool beans. Not bad. Good progress. Maybe I'll do 1 in 5 chance. Nice. Let's get the racks. Some of them are missing. They're all nice and random. Beautiful. Alright. Cool beans. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate the company. We'll be back later. Hopefully later.